The movie opens, and we see a boy named Josh, who is sitting tight for a businessman. Before long, a businessman named Carl and his girlfriend showed up to Josh. In reality, certain peoples had found a new cave. The cave was at an extremely deep, which had a river of water, however nobody had any idea from where that water came. What's more, to learn about this, Josh had been working with his group for quite a while. Anyway, Josh meets Carl, they sit in a helicopter and leave for that cave. Carl was also very fond to seeing such weird things, and that is the reason Carl had burned a lot of cash. They arrive at that cave, so Carl's girlfriend is likewise very astonished to see this. Presently, when they arrive at that spot and land the helicopter, a few laborers were leaving with their gear. At the point when Carl asks them the justification for leaving, they say that we have come to realize that a very dangerous storm will come here in some time, so you guys should also leave from here. Furthermore, the group of Josh's father was working inside the cave. These individuals additionally needed to take them with them. But Carl had come from such a far, he says, presently whatever occurs, we will go down in this cave, we will look inside the cave, which was 2 kilometers far deep. Inside it, Josh's father's group was all the while working with their full setup. A female laborer who was truly good at swimming was attempting to find out, where did the water come from inside this cave? Also, it is so huge, where does it end? So today she planned to go on another way. Then, at that point, a man of Josh's father's group sees that the female laborer has become extremely powerless because of not getting sunlight. Since they have been turning out here for a long time, in fact for many days, so he stops her to work today. On the opposite side, Carl's girlfriend was shown the 3D map of this cave, which caused her to acknowledge how profound and large the cave is. Here Carl tells Josh, see, I will go down before you. So there Carl goes inside the cave with the help of a parachute. Carl's girlfriend was shocked to see the beauty of the cave. Before coming here, Josh's father and the female specialist had gone into the water, with the goal that they could find out where the water is coming from. While swimming, they tracked down another way. Josh's father says that we should go through this new way. First of all, Josh's father goes. Also, when the female laborer begins following them, she was stuck. Anyway, they help her. The two of them arrived at another spot. They could see the water ending level at that height. In any case, they couldn't go there, since, supposing that they had gone there, they didn't have oxygen to return. Presently when they begin returning from here, the female laborer's oxygen chamber's pipe breaks. Her life was at serious risk. This their group is watching on the screen. The oxygen chamber was far to such an extent that assuming they had gone to take it, they would have died in that time. That is the reason Josh's father settles on a choice here. He removes his oxygen cylinder and puts it on his laborer. Then sooner, he put it on himself. Presently while doing this, they had the option to breathe, however, they couldn't swim. Also, in this way, both would have passed on. That is the reason Josh's father chooses with overwhelming sadness that he will take his breathing device back from his laborer. He pushes his laborer away. Thus, she died there. Everybody was extremely miserable to see this. In any case, what else he could do, he had no alternate way. Josh was angry to see this, since he views his own father to be blameworthy. However, the remaining of the group didn't consider them responsible for this. At the point when Josh's father brings the female laborer's body from the water, he heard all that Josh had said. He angrily orders him to go away from here. Josh had likewise heard his father's words and left. At the point when he comes to Carl, it is displayed over that an exceptionally big storm was going to come. Individuals above pack their gear and leave from here. Due to the heavy rain, all the gear, the electronic gadgets were harmed. That is the reason these individuals lack the ability to tell this all to below's persons. When Josh and his colleagues were attempting to escape the cave, they heard a sound. In reality, it was the sound of water. Presently they had just two different ways. It is possible that they escaped this cavern rapidly or move away from the ways where the water was going to come from. There is a great deal of water in the cave. At the point when they begin going up, there was nobody to pull their rope. Since everybody had gone from above, two of them attempt to move up. So the water pressure gets too high that they tumbled down. The one who was with Josh, the two of them arrived at the top. Assuming they might have gone from here at this point. On that time, Josh says, no, I won't go alone this way. I can't leave my father and individuals underneath in a difficult situation. That is the reason he goes down to educate them concerning the storm. At the point when he was going, the water in the cave begins to fill up. The water was continually coming into the cavern. There was Josh's father's group and also Carl and his girlfriend. Josh's father advises them to stroll on the new way. Here in the cave, where there was nothing some time ago, now that cave was full similar to the ocean. Carl and his girlfriend were likewise coming here and regretting. For what reason did they wrongly come here? They likewise had no other choice, yet to pay attention to Josh's father. The man who was with Josh goes, furthermore, behind was Josh. But since of the water pressure, he tumbles down. His head hit a stone. When Josh attempts to save him, he disappears somewhere in the water. Josh's father tells everybody here that my laborer and I had tracked down a way, we need to move. These 5 individuals wear their own swimming outfits, but Carl's girlfriend didn't have any idea about how to swim. That is the reason Josh's father tells her that Josh will be with you on this way, he will uphold you. Presently individually, they all escape in that thin way, but since of the nervousness, Carl's girlfriend stuck out in like that. Josh supports her that, no you can make it happen. Anyway they moved, but Carl's girlfriend's condition deteriorates. Carl helps her and makes her sit. Here Carl says that we shouldn't attempt like this. We need to hang tight for the rescue group, they will come and save us. Yet, presently this could never have occurred, because nobody had any awareness of this place. Along these lines that's what Josh's father says, if we need to save our lives, then we need to push ahead. Reluctantly, Carl and his girlfriend need to pay attention to Josh's father. These individuals were gradually pushing ahead. Be that as it may, presently a worker's condition deteriorates. They generally arrived at a way from where the water was streaming very quick. The progression of water was quick to such an extent that assuming an individual fell into it, he would surely die. Yet, presently they choose that they will cross that way with the assistance of ropes. The worker's condition was deteriorating. He himself stops at one spot. He got isolated from Josh and his father, so they could cross the spot rapidly, since he realized that he would bite the dust soon. While Josh's father and Josh were searching for him, be that as it may, they couldn't find him any place.
Presently there were just 4 individuals left. At the point when they come somewhat further, Carl stops at one spot and starts taking photos. Seeing this, Josh's father goes angry. He takes the camera from Carl and says that we haven't come here for a picnic. Many individuals passed on as a result of you. Presently you need to do what I say. In spite of the fact that Carl was very rich, he was also helpless subsequent to coming here. Anyway they continue on at this point where they needed to cross a stone. Josh was truly adept at getting over mountains. That is the reason he crossed that rock rapidly. Then it was his father's move, who was accompanying Carl's girlfriend. That is the point at which Carl's girlfriend's leg slips, as a result of which the wire stacked out in her hair. Because of this she was in a great deal of pain. She doesn't care of her, and trims her hair with a blade. As a result she tumbles down and quickly dies there. Carl was crying a ton about his girlfriend's demise. However, presently nothing should be possible. Then they 3 of them arrive at the opposite side. Carl's condition is extremely awful. According to Josh's father, as indicated by the guide, we have came a quite far. But presently they had a deficiency of oxygen cylinder, just a single man could go into the water. At the point when Josh's father and Josh were looking at the way, Carl deliberately takes the cylinder chamber and goes into the water. Due to which Josh and his father stalled out there. Sooner, Josh's father sees a way, from where he could see the forest. However, that was additionally very up from them. That is the point at which they tracked down a tank there. In that tank, they likewise discovered some food. 2 days pass along these way. When they were returning from their previous way, they meet Carl, who was presently gravely harmed. He was looking hungry and was talking like crazy. Carl is glad to see Josh and his father. He thought they had come to save him, yet it wasn't really. Josh's father doesn't help him any longer, since he had deceived them. At the point when Carl was crying and requesting food, Josh has sympathy for him. That is the reason he gives him food. When Josh goes to search in a way of water, Carl assaults Josh's father in his craziness, as a result of which he falls on a sharp stone. Due to the injury to his spinal cord, he was unable to walk. When Josh returns and sees this, he was presently irate at Carl. In any case, Carl himself suffocates in water and pass on without oxygen. When Josh goes to his father says, "Son, I'm in a great deal of pain, end me, please end me. I can't take this pain any longer." Despite the fact that he wouldn't want to, but Josh needs to leave his father in water. He bounced into the water with a little oxygen chamber. There he sees Carl's dead body. In any event, when he comes somewhat far, he sees nothing. His oxygen was going to run out. That is the point at which he sees the light. He goes towards the light. At the point when he swims somewhat further, he emerges from the ocean. He goes out from the dark ocean and relaxes. The fishermen who were sitting by the ocean help him. Josh somehow emerged from that risky cave. Yet, he lost a lot of his friends and family on this excursion. And here our story ends. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you liked this, then don't forget to subscribe because we always brought new amazing stories for you. And in the last big thank you to all the viewers who watched till the end.